Well, good afternoon and welcome to round 14 of the CMAX Premier League, a special round in the Adelaide Club competition calendar. It's Pride round, and today West Torrens will face Port Adelaide in a 1v3 game. James Harris here, and alongside me is Lee Hull. Welcome, Lee.
Thank you, James. It's a cracker of a day, isn't it? And what are we watching now?
Tessa Demanis, Port Adelaide AFLW player, throwing the first pitch, the ceremonial first pitch, as both teams lined up along the foul lines. Mel McGee will join us later in the broadcast in commentary. Softball SA Hall of Famer, and also one of West Torrens' assistant coaches. So she's just going through her coaching duties now. But Lee, welcome. It's a special broadcast because Pride Round, it's in its third year. Last year, a finalist in the Sport SA Awards for an inclusion award, which is fantastic, and they raised $1,600 for minus 18.
On the day, it's fantastic, isn't it?
They're going to go around again. So throughout the game, you'll see a QR code, and if you use your phone, if you scan the QR code, takes you straight, there it is there. You can donate to minus 18 Champions for LGBTQIA plus youth. It's a great cause. We'll talk about that a little later on when Mel comes to join us. And the goal's $500 today. So smashed it last year with the 1,600. So hopefully we can do that today. Lee, while we wait for Mel McGee to come and join us in commentary, why don't you take us around the West Torrens defence?
Thank you, James. Pitching for the West Torrens Eagles today, it's Harper Bridley to Amber Hood, Kelsey Nucky at first, Jordan Harris at second, Sophie Hall at third, Lana Kazers in the hole at shortstop, and the outfield left to right, Brodie Brovnik, Steph Trzynski, Jackie Beale. And they have a DP, that's Carly Allen, who's batting for Harper.
So all teams in the Adelaide Club competition supporting the Pride round, whether they're wearing the rainbow socks like Port Adelaide, or they've got the specific and special designs like the West Torrens team do have, but also, Lee, the umpires. So why don't you also tell us who the third team for today's game is?
I'll be most pleased to do that. On plate, it's Kevin Tannebring. First base is Michael Bendel. Nice to see him back. And at third, it's Damien McCauley.
And the fourth team, Julie Priest, Derek Roberts, colouring in the circles for us today. So we'll go to them if we need an official statistician for a hit or an error maybe. But we're about to see the first pitch. This is Jess Golden. She has been a star for the Port Adelaide team. Sees that first one over for a ball.
I think she's as good as catchers we've got here, and that's not just taking it away from other catchers. She's a terrific player. So strong, powerful arm, legs, and can hit.
Yeah, she sits in the top few for averages in the competition in the CMAX Premier League, and she's lead off for the Port team. An extra base threat because she's got wheels as well, Lee.
Yeah, I remember her first hit in this competition went to right field a million miles an hour. It was a home run from memory, but it was travelling, not just blooped out there.
Just looking around the diamond, I see Steph Trzynski is out at centre field. So she came in and closed the game out last Saturday for West Torrens.
And the first three batters she faced, she threw 5 pitches and closed the innings down.
Golden fouls that one off. West Torrens flawless so far in 2023. Yep. Since returning from the break, they beat Port Adelaide 7-0. They beat Glenelg 7-0, and they beat Seacombe 6-0. So, like I said, flawless. Haven't given up a run yet in this calendar year, and they sit atop of the table with 28 points, 13 wins, 4 points clear of Walkerville, who won today, Lee.
Yeah, won quite convincingly 9-2 against Hills.
Ground ball chopped up the middle. It's a single to start off the game for Jess Golden. And Port Adelaide are rolling here early doors in this big clash. It's 1v3 Port Adelaide. 17 games, 9 wins, 4 draws. A couple of them for weather, but sitting on 22 points. A win for them will take them tied on points with Walkerville.
Yeah, and we remember these two teams playing off in our grand final last season. At the end of the season, wasn't it a cracker of a game?
Port Adelaide not only making their first grand final in club history, but they won it as well off the back of, well, you'd say a lady in the on-deck circle, Johanna Grauer, well, she's more than a double threat, isn't she? Because she can pit and she can hit, but shown her allegiance to the club. She came over here to be an import player and has stayed in South Australia. And Jess Neves, ground over to all right, plenty going on here because Lana Kaiser moved a step up the middle as the pitch was about to be released from Harper Bridley. Then it went to a backhand side. She had to push across. She stayed low to the ground. That third base specialist position that she normally plays came in handy there. She fired it across to Jordan Harris at second base for the lead runner. And then Harris was able to throw it across for the double play, but a dead ball was called on the play at second base, Lee. Did you see it?
Yeah, because Jess Golden was Jess. She interfered with the fielder throwing the ball for the double play.
They still made the double, but because I was watching the throw, but you must have seen the interference slide into the fielder, did she?
Yeah, normally, I didn't see much contact made, James, but that's normally the rule. You know, you're impeding them from making a subsequent play, and so you got to go.
So we got 2 out. Chopper looked like it might have. Might have come out of the batter's box, maybe. I thought it might have chopped onto her own foot there. That's Yo Grauer batting for Port Adelaide. So, yeah, just to catch up, there is 2 out now. No runners aboard. And in the book, it goes down as a fielder's choice to 6 and then interference on the runner. 6-4 for the play and then interference on Jess Golden. Grauer pulls this one foul early on the ball.
Talking about Johanna, how good was she when we won the Gillies Shield in May of last year?
Terrific. She was
outstanding, wasn't
plus
she?
500 batting average and the pitching just outstanding. You'd throw her all day if you could.
Yep.
This one also goes to Kaiser.
Got a good bounce, didn't she?
Second bounce up the middle, around about waist height, which was giving her the opportunity to get a throwaway pretty quickly. So, in effect, a 3-up, 3-down inning. But all 3 batters for Port Adelaide getting reasonably good pieces of the ball. There's the CMAX replay. Now, thanks to Bar 66 and the Red Stars Cafe, the Pride can coolers that were on sale to support the -18 organisation have sold out, believe it or not. So obviously Ryan doing a fantastic job there selling the Pride coolers. Thank you to Anthony and Ryan for the fantastic work that they do. They've brought over a cooler of drinks as well.
I think we'll knock them off. Any whiskey?
Let's go around the Port Adelaide defence.
Okay, for the Port Adelaide defence, defending the dirt, it's Johanna Grauer pitching the Jess Golden. Georgia Burr at first, Charlize Callahan second, Jess Maslin at third, that's interesting, and Taylor Chillingworth at shortstop. Defending the green grass that's been mown, out in the outfield, left field Jess Nevis, centre field Gemma Letton, lovely to see her back, Gemma, and right field Bianca Ramsey. I'm not sure if I've ever seen Bianca Ramsey play at right field. I may be wrong. Corrected there.
Yeah,
no. He said no. The Walkerville man to my left said no, she never has.
I'd missed it. I was talking to producer Mitchell over there.
That's fine.
We're going to have a look at the CMAX replay of that interference at 2. Let's have a closer look here as Neves gets a great piece of the ball. That's Kaiser. She has to correct herself. Force out. Oh, she didn't slide. Had her hands up. The double play was made in any case.
Yep.
But out for interference. Not sliding, having the hands up to impede on the throw from 2. So great play in the end from the West Torrens defence. They've been setting the standard in the infield for many a year.
Umpire McCauley was really onto that, didn't he? There was no questioning that.
Yeah, he's our highest level umpire in the state, currently officiating, and he's been to World Championships, and he's been there and done it all twice. So
Grand finals.
All right. Well, Port Adelaide are through their warm-up pitches. Johanna Grauer will throw, as Lee said. Jordan Harris to lead things off for West Torrens. Low for a ball. Tessa Dumanis, Port Adelaide AFLW player, to join us soon in commentary. She threw the ceremonial first pitch, but she's taken the opportunity to be a part of the West Torrens dugout. They invited her in, and she said she'd love it. She's a multi-sport talented athlete. She's played a little bit of tennis and basketball and volleyball, and then made the change over to AFLW.
Right.
Harris goes.
Look at that. Defend that. You can't.
And a single to left field. Patiently waited. Low the first, high the second. Then got the pitch she wanted and drove it hard to the left side. Harris leading all West Torrens batters in batting average, sitting third in the competition.
Well, we
Had a good week last week too.
We saw how good Lana Kaiser was at shortstop, but Jordan, aren't they blessed with Rich's ear? Either one of those could play at shortstop.
Also leads the league in stolen bases, so we might see a play here. Amber Hood leads the league in walks, so patiently she'll watch the first one.
I think she's one of the toughest outs to get in a game of softball here, the Premier League, Jade. Amber, she can pick base on balls, she can get shots, she can score runners, she can bunt the ball, anything.
Shows bunt,
like that.
Gets it down. Golden's going to go for the lead runner. Harris slides in safely, and Amber Hood's aboard. Well, I was just going to say, Lee, although Harris leads the batting averages for West Torrens, Hood leads the on-base average for West Torrens, and that would not surprise you. That goes down as a fielder's choice. It was a pretty good bunt.
Yeah.
Does she get a sacrifice for that, or is it only a sacrifice if they get out? Don't know.
No.
Lana Cases, the three-hitter for West Torrens. 2 runners aboard already. The threat imminent as she fouls the first one off.
It was a great bunt, wasn't it? Just spinning.
Yeah, just stopped dead at the front of the plate, didn't it? That was Amber's, and Lana Kaiser obviously doesn't do any of the grounds work here, but here she is doing her best impression.
Of a front-end loader.
Right, yes, she's cleared out all the hard work of the volunteers, and
He'll remain anonymous because it's you.
Pop-up bunt, third base, Jess Maslin takes it. Did someone yell out time?
Yeah.
I don't know what was happening there. Did it come from the crowd, or
Is there a ball come in? Ball will come over the fence.
there is a ball out at left field? Okay. Well, I don't know if that would have put off the batter, but in any case, she's out. It's a fly. 5 in the book for the first out. Runners stay where they are, or started. Sophie Hoyle, first pitch swinging. Hood at first, Harris at second.
Well, I'd still be going short here. Early in the game.
Hoyle in the box, Straczynski on deck circle, Carly Allen. Pick off attempt from Golden. Georgia Burr takes it low down. Hood's safely back. Both runners getting huge lead-offs. Amber Hood was one of the competition leaders at the Gilly Shield earlier this year.
Yeah, no surprise, was it?
Hoyle jammed a little as pop-up, and it might drop in, but great catch.
No.
Taken out there at centre field by Gemma Lenton. It's a welcome back, Gemma. Had only played a couple of games up until last Wednesday, and she come out and made a surprise appearance because, you know, I think she's only played about 3 or 4 games.
The Riverland Roadrunner, and you can see why then, couldn't you? It looked like it was in, but she's too quick, leg speed.
Gee, she covered the ground really well, took the catch, and Harris had to get back quick, smart. We've got a courtesy runner for Amber Hood, who's the catcher, 51, Lee.
That's one of the Benedictsons, isn't it?
Is he?
Yeah, is he? Oh, in this case, is she? She is, yeah.
Well, after a very positive start, West Torrens, 2 runners just stranded there at first and second with 3 and 4 hitters unable to move them around. And
well, that's what I said when Sophie was batting. I'd still go short just to move them, you know, 2 people in, you know, in run scoring position rather than 1. You always get the chance of a double play too. You hit the ball in the infield when they're on that forced to third.
Just check the stat sheet. Sophie Hoyle, no successful bunts this year, either sacrifice or for a hit. So maybe the coach is playing to her strengths a little bit there, Lee, by letting her swing away. Nearly got away with it too. It was it took a fantastic catch to deny her.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's the runners remain where they are.
Here's Steph Trzynski, reigning back-to-back Cath Coral medalist, facing off against Jo Grauer, who won the last Cath Coral before Steph Trzynski.
2 pitchers facing each other that can both bat.
Goes hard as she does often, Steph Trzynski, just off it as Grauer maybe starting to find a groove, Lee.
Yeah, there's no half measures with Steph. She either swings hard or she doesn't.
Base on balls, the runners were moving on that full count. Trzynski stays well away from the inside and loads them up for Carly Allen.
The DP, Carly, for pitcher Harper Bridley.
Ninth in the competition for batting averages, Lee, hitting .417 for the season.
Pretty good, and that's what she's primarily doing, isn't she? Batting as a DP.
But first in the competition for batting average with runner in scoring position with .778. So will we see the commentator's curse, or will we see Carly Allen deliver the goods once again? A pop-up to Georgia Burr, and I've done it again, haven't I, Lee?
You certainly have, and by that I mean you.
They pop up to third base. Georgia Burr takes a good catch and denies West Torrens, leaving 3 runners aboard. Here's the CMAX replay of inside a little, jammed her as she tried to pull the ball, and maybe the pace got on top of her as well. And if you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, Lee, log in to cmax.com.au.
Thank you, James. Good point.
0-0 after the first inning. Both teams had runners on, and both teams had some good defence as well to keep them at bay. And Lee, I went through West Torrens' form for this calendar year. Port Adelaide, on the other hand, well, they dropped to West Torrens 7-0, albeit without Johanna Grau. It was Jess Golden that was doing the pitching in that game. Yep. Then they dropped a very high-scoring game from Walkerville, 11-2. And then on Wednesday night, last Saturday, they drew 4-all with Sturt.
Yep. And
then on Wednesday, just gone, they beat Seacombe 8-1. You can support -18, champions for the LGBTQIA plus youth. And if you just scan that QR code, it'll take you through to their page to raise some funds. I knew there was $100 in there prior to the start of the game. It's going to be up for about 8 days, so you've got some time to go back and and donate. But great cause. They're looking for $500 this year.
Different side, Port Adelaide, when they've got their guns in.
Absolutely. This is one of them. Jess Maslin up to the plate here. Hitting 4 for Port Adelaide. And we'll be joined just briefly by a very special guest. She threw the ceremonial first pitch. And I'm going to get you to correct me if I'm wrong here with the pronunciation of your surname. It's Tessa Dumanis.
Correct,
From the Port Adelaide AFLW side. Welcome, Tessa.
Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting.
Now, the first thing I've got to say is you chose to go overhand for the ceremonial first pitch.
Yeah, yes, this is correct. I've played softball before and used to be a pitcher, actually. I just thought, you know, better not risk it. Don't want to make a fool out of myself.
Maslin smashes this into the alley. It's got to go all the way to the fence. Right into the MK Services SA sign, and she'll stand up at 2. Great lead-off for Port Adelaide.
Great shot, wasn't it?
Like a rifle shot out to centre field. Tessa Dumanis joining us. You mentioned that you played softball. I didn't see that in your bio, but I did see a bit of volleyball, a little bit of basketball. You played in China.
Yes, correct. Yeah, unfortunately got injured while I was over there, but got the privilege to play there for 10 days. Went to Beijing, saw the Great Wall of China, walked that.
Okay, that'd have been terrific.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Experience. Wonderful
Amazing,
experience.
Yeah.
And Charlize Callahan, first pitch, the diving Harris at second base, comes up firing.
Outstanding out.
Brilliant diving play on the backhand side from Harris. She gets the batter out. Charlize Callahan retired, but Jess Maslin has been able to advance over to third base. Let's have a look at the CMAX replay. Look at her dive for that ball. Keeps her eye on it the whole time. There's the key there, Lee.
That was awesome.
And nothing happened to us, didn't get injured or anything, so it just proves something, doesn't it? You can dive on this dirt and not get injured.
Here's Taylor Chillingworth up to bat now. We know her story. Part of the Stars team that won the National Championship last year. Went away to the Canada Cup with an Aussie youth squad. Got signed by San Jose, so she'll be heading off to college next season. Fouls this one off.
Is San Jose in Texas?
California?
Oh. Well, I don't know. I'm just asking.
I'll have to double check that. You're making me second guess myself because Tessa, if you don't know, Lee knows his geography very well. Probably the second best at geography that I know.
Oh, wow.
He's the first best.
Strike out for Chillingworth. So Harper Bridley right back in it, perhaps inspired by her teammates diving play up the middle, just the batter beforehand. That's her first strikeout of the game. Tessa, Port Adelaide Football Club, of course, preparing for the new season.
Yes.
You're in pre-season at the moment?
Pre-season, technically.
When does the AFLW season start?
The pre-season and start dates are a bit up in the air at the moment, but they're looking at starting at the exact same time, so around about August.
Okay, right. Okay, so out of season then.
Out of season, yes.
All right. So, but you'll play for Sturt,
Correct.
The Double Blues in the SANFL.
Correct, yes.
So, are you preparing for that season?
I am, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Don't
Got
worry.
there in the end.
We're very much training every single day still.
Gemma Letton is in the box and she fouls that one off.
You ever get time enough to breathe? I just thought I'd ask that question.
Sometimes.
Sometimes,
No. It's been pretty good this off season. A few months off to have a little bit of downtime. Girls want us to travel, but
Yeah.
of course it's always best to stay in shape.
Yes, if you lose your shape, it's a bit hard to get it back.
Absolutely.
Tessa, it's not like me to talk about myself very often, but my cousin Rachel Killian was a AFLW Premiership player, the inaugural Crows Premiership.
Wow.
And we also had Georgia Bevan, who is a...
Bevo,
Letton fouls this one off. Georgia Bevan is a softball SA, former Stars player, so she played for the state team for softball, and she went over and played for the Crows in the inaugural AFLW.
Yep.
So Georgia Ballard's currently playing in the Crows team as well. So we've got a little bit of a connection going there between softball and AFLW.
So it sounds like, unfortunately, you're an Adelaide supporter.
Don't really follow the footy. Letton, ground ball into foul territory.
Do not believe that. I don't really follow the football.
But I do follow sport, so
that's
I
fair.
am a I know who's in and around the place at times. But no, it's a pleasure to have you. My point being is that softball is a very welcoming community, and obviously today being Pride Round is one of those days, and we have special rounds throughout the year. Backing the Adelaide clubs, it's West Torrens initiative here, the Pride Round, and you're able to join them in their dugout before. What's that like to experience another sport?
It was unreal. Hey, I thought footy girls know how to be loud, but damn, I was definitely proven wrong by how loud the softball girls can be. It was not a single second has gone by without one of the girls cheering on the other. It was great.
So you got to experience the dugout of West Torrens, so a lot of tactics being spoken about, encouragement, etc.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I guess, I am guessing, I'm sure all sports are like that in some way or another at that level, in the inner sanctum, the teams and the coaches, you get an opportunity to hear different sports and the way they go about things. How did the multi-sport background that you have help you in achieve AFLW?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think in their own retrospect, they helped in very different ways. I say the volleyball helped me in my vertical jump. I did the combine in 2021, I think. I could be wrong. But I ended up in the top 5 for vertical jump off my right leg, and I think definitely volleyball helped me with that. Basketball helped me in a team sport, like a camaraderie, knowing that it's not all about yourself.
No, that's right. Yeah.
You're not always taking the shot. Someone else can be in a way better position than you are. And then soccer with the foot-eye coordination. Sorry, it's
Your vertical leap, does that mean you're going to play in the ruck for Port Adelaide? Off one leg, that's how you jump when you're rucking.
At 170, she's not the tallest in the squad, but, you could end up playing a key position, maybe.
All 5'6" of me, I don't think we're quite there at the ruck position.
So in the volleyball, you went under the net, didn't you?
I was the outside hitter.
Oh, okay.
Outside hitter,
okay, right.
Yeah. But yes, no, I could end up being a tall target, so to speak, in the forward line, which would be awesome.
This is Brody Borovnik leading off the bottom of the second inning for West Torrens. Second pitch goes in the dirt. KT's going to fish it out the back of the net. And Tessa Dumanis is joining us here at Pride Round. Port Adelaide AFLW player, but West Torrens guest, I guess you could say. They brought you out here to be part of this through the ceremonial first pitch. Just got a little tongue-tied because it's West Torrens playing against Port Adelaide here today, as Jess Maslin might have got a little bit of dust in the eye, so she'll clean that out. So we've got an opportunity to speak further to Tess and Tessa. Don't want to get it wrong, but
either or is
fine. So tell us, when West Torrens contacted you and said, we want you to be a part of Pride Round, what did it mean to you to be firstly contacted, and what the round means to you, a semi-professional sporting athlete?
Yeah, I think I was absolutely honoured, to be honest. In the dugout, I was talking to one of the vice presidents or presidents of the Eagles, West Torrens, and I said to her, it's awesome to just be here because I could never do the things that these girls do, and so it's lovely to see all these different athletes perform in such a high athlete environment and see what they can produce, because they all have so much talent. And as I said, I definitely could not throw the way that these pitchers are throwing or catch the way that these catchers are catching. So it's great to see them all in their own little element here. Yeah,
you were mixing with some absolute talented softballers, national champions in Amber Hood, Lana Kaysler, our Brownlow, I guess you could say, is the Kath Coral medalist, and that is Steph Trzynski. She's won the last 2 in the current Aussie team. Former Aussie player in Jordan Harris as well. So, the talent that you've got in that dugout. So you are seeing some of the highest achieving players that we've got. I mean, no one really comes close to Belinda White as far as her resume goes. Olympian, 6 World Championships, etc. But the person joining us on commentary has been there and done that, been to Junior Worlds and played for Australia, and multiple Kath Coral medals and lots of premierships as well for the Eagles. Mel McGee's joining us. Welcome, Mel.
Thanks, James.
How's that for a resume? Damn.
I didn't
Yeah.
touch the sides there with,
I
with
don't know about that.
Brody Brodman.
Exaggeration.
Swing and a miss, so 2-1 count. We're just talking to Tessa Dumanis, Mel, about what it meant to be contacted and be in and around the West Torrens dugout, and she just had some high praise about how loud it is in there and the communication and also the calibre of player as well. And we saw some absolute talent on display there when Harris made that diving play up the middle to make that play, and some of the hits that are coming off the bat as well, coming pretty hard. So got an impressed onlooker here.
Well, we were hoping to put a uniform on Tessa before the game. She went out to help with warm-up. Strike out to Brody there. But, yeah, we worded up the girls and we said be on your best behaviour today and be professional. So far, so good. They're impressing.
Well, that's the first strikeout for Yo Grau, no doubt. We'll see more. She is also a very talented athlete, played for the US junior national team, then played for the Swedish senior national team, moved to Adelaide as an import player to play for Port Adelaide, and then loved it so much that she decided to stay, a resident out at the Riverland and part of the Stars team that won the Gilly Shield, the Australian Women's National Championship last year.
Also played for the UCLA Bruins too.
Yeah, wow.
Bruins, 4-year college career.
Yeah, bit of a legend. And a nice human too, great human.
Right. Yeah, you can tell the way she pitches, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. That's Kelsey Nucky in the on-deck circuit. She's going to be part of our college fantasy league this year, Mel.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that rumour, yes.
Started this weekend, the college.
Yes, it did. Bows are probably, their game's probably over now, the Rainbows, so hopefully they got a win, game one. Go Millie Fidge.
Yeah, that's Mel's
Great
college.
pitch.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Grauer, Mel's college career, 4 years out of Hawaii, a Hall of Famer there now as well, and the Hawaii Rainbows.
Yeah,
University
Rainbow Wahine, Rainbow Women. Yeah.
Wow, quite a career you've had.
Yeah, I'm pretty old, Tessa, so yeah, I've been around for a while. Get up there.
Jackie Bill, just off the end of the bat, straight back to Yo Grau for a 1-2-3 inning. So they get out of that one pretty quickly.
Tidy inning by Yo there. Very nice.
And we are here for Pride Round. It's a 0-0 ball game at the end of the second. Here's the CMAX replay. And if you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log into cmax.com.au. Mel McGee and Tessa Dumanis from the Port Adelaide AFLW side. Couple of games last season. You're looking to expand on that this year, of course?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I've been working really hard on my conditioning, trying to get as fit as I possibly can for this upcoming pre-season and hopefully get a few more games under my belt.
There's the image on screen to support -18 champions for LGBTQIA youth. There was already $100, Mel, on there before the game started.
Awesome.
Haven't been able to check the current tally now, but if you scan that QR code, you can support. It's going to be up there for another 8 days, and $500 is the target last year, Mel. $1,600.
Yep, $1,600, yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the money goes towards events for LGBTQIA youth, as well as education and training for employment, businesses. So if you've got a business out there and you want to do some training, I think Steph plugged her work the other night.
Yeah,
Lily
Steph.
Lemon's doing the training in a couple of weeks, she said.
Yeah, brilliant.
So, helping the youth of Australia. Great cause.
First pitch swinging.
Nice piece.
Not bad from Bianca Ramsey, who missed a fair chunk of the season with a hand injury. Made good contact there, but grounds out for the first out. Georgia Burr batting 9. Yeah, so -18. Doing terrific work with businesses, upskilling them as well. So it's great cause, Mel, and 500 your target after 1,600 last year. Do you think that's achievable, or do you think you'll smash it again?
Oh, I hope we smash it again. I hope everyone gets around it. I wasn't expecting 1,600 last year, so that was great.
Well, the proceeds for the sale of the socks and the stubby holders will also go to -18, so that'll get added on top of that cause. And Belle, it's your brainchild. You come up with this initiative, and Softball SA has been supporting you in Port Adelaide. Georgia Bird
Great
drives it
shot
to
by
the right
Georgia.
side. Jackie Beale thought about firing in for a play, but single for Burr. Could you imagine it would have become what it has, Mel?
No, not at all. I'm not that surprised actually, because our softball community is pretty awesome, but it's just grown and grown each year. I couldn't be more grateful for the softball community, seeing all the rainbow socks out there, rainbow shirts, rainbow zinc, rainbow everything, all the presidents of all the clubs, all the social media, the uniform officers who get behind it and organise all the uniforms. We're all volunteers, and couldn't be more appreciative of what we're doing out here, and what we're raising the profile and, making life a bit easier for the youth of today to be their true selves, I guess.
Now, Tessa, Mel might be a little modest as well, but this round last year was nominated and it was a finalist for a Sport SA Award for inclusion.
That's incredible.
And Mel came to the awards night as well, and as soon as we saw the bio of the other finalists, it was sort of like, okay, we don't mind being second. We don't mind being second.
Who won?
It was a young girl who promoted blind cricket.
Blind cricket.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, she got, it was amazing what she
Wow.
did. Thoroughly deserved. It was, she got a blind cricket team or a competition up and running.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Jess Golden back to the top of the order for Port Adelaide, fouls this one off. And Tessa, we know our time's limited with you, so we really thank you for coming and supporting, not only Pride Round, West Torrens Softball Club, but also Softball SA as well. Great to have you on board. There's a Pride Round in the AFLW,
There
isn't
is,
there?
yeah.
Did you get to play in that one, or was that
Unfortunately not, no.
you
but
played in a showdown?
I played in the show, debuted in the showdown.
Awesome. How was that?
I was unreal.
Amazing.
I've never played in front of that many people before.
Ground ball to short,
Ooh,
just
lands.
typical bounce for Kaiser, and
Rough one.
Golden's hit it hard enough, and she'll advance over to first and Burr to two. So with one out and Jess Nevis up to bat, Port Adelaide with a real good chance here. I saw the video clip of that. Port Adelaide didn't prank you, but they had you in to
Yeah, she
come
got
into a
me.
meeting and.
So my forwards line coach kind of pulled me aside during the week, start of the week, and said, "Would you like to work on some IDPs, like your own individual points that we get given throughout the weeks?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." Went into the meeting, had like 2 punnets of pasta with me for dinner as well, just thinking it was just going to be a quick chat. And Loz was sitting behind me and wrote on the board, "Would you like to play in the showdown this weekend?" And I was so caught off guard. It was unreal. It was unreal. I think it ended up being 23,000 people that were at that game supporting,
Yeah.
so it was incredible.
Yeah, Port Adelaide
Amazing.
Football Club reached out to other sports as well, and we got to parade our junior under-14 state team that game as well.
awesome.
Wow.
That was a surprise. So it's a bunch of sports represented, and when I contacted the players that had just represented our state in May or April or May, every single one of them said yes, except for one who was overseas or something. So it was a brilliant opportunity. The parade of players around the diamond.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Strikeout. This is Harper Bridley. She's thrown her second strikeout against the dangerous Jess Neves. 2 runners aboard. Courtesy runner is Zoe Thompson for Jess Golden, who was catcher. 2 out now, and Yo Grauer up to bat.
The
Mel,
dangerous Yo Grauer
yeah.
here.
What's Terry and the other coaching staff talking about now? They're talking about putting her on, maybe. But you got Jess Maslin and the on
yeah,
deck circle, so
exactly.
good protection.
Oh,
well, that's why I
there
brought
we
it
go.
up, because she drives it to left field. The first run of the game will score off the bat of Yo Grauer. Georgia Burr slides in safely. Thompson to second, and it's a 1-0 game in favour of Port Adelaide.
Great hit.
Yep, nice work, Yo Grauer. But yeah, I know that's a difficult call, isn't it? Putting her on and bringing up Jess Mazzo with loaded bases. So yeah, Yo takes care of business.
There's the CMAX replay, and if you want to help advance the Rose Healthcare and get paid for your time, log into cmax.com.au. CMAX have been terrific partners of Softball SA throughout this season, and we thank them for their support, and all our broadcast partners as well. So Tessa, don't want to hold you up anymore, so thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate your support, being out here today and coming on and joining the broadcast. We'll give you a chance if you want to give a shout out to anyone. It's on the Softball SA page. You can direct your fan base to them if you want to make any posts at all. I saw your Instagram and not too many on there at the moment for a high profile athlete.
Oh, ouch. I try not to take that personally. No, I'm just really, really honoured to get the invite to be able to come out here. As I said, it's amazing to see these talented athletes do their thing in their own game, and I feel privileged to be able to sit here and watch them, knowing that even though I am an athlete in my own retrospect, I could never do the things that these girls do. So it's incredible, and during Pride Round, it's so important to women, men, everyone. It's incredible to be able to show this support and love for no matter who you are or what you're into. It's great that you all have a safe space to come to, and I'm glad that SA softball was a place for that.
Awesome, thank you. So that was
so
very
much.
well put. Thank you. You can put your headset down. We'll get Lee back on the mic, and we thank Tessa Dumanis from the Port Adelaide Football Club very much for her time today. Mel, do you want to go see her off? That'll be okay. Then you can come back and join us for another couple of innings. We'll talk a little bit more about -18, and we'll get our man Lee Hull back on the mic. So 1-0. With 2 runners aboard for Port Adelaide, some dangerous batters. Maslin in the box, Callahan in the on-deck circle, and they could blow it out any moment now, Lee. But on cue, Harper Bridley has thrown her 3rd strikeout, 2nd of the inning on the former Cath gold medalist in Jess Maslin, who hit a double her first at bat. It's a big out.
I thought they
Lee.
might walk her, Jess, that innings there. Get the Charlize. We know Charlize can hit, because remember that hit she brought in the grand final was a beauty.
I don't think the West Torrens supporters will forget that in a while. Neither will the Port Adelaide supporters. So thanks, Lee, for coming back in. Mel's going to come back and just taking Tess back over to the West Torrens dugout, I think she was. So we'll talk a little bit more about the -18 because West Torrens, Softball SA, and the Adelaide Club competition all getting behind this great cause, -18. And as Mel said, aside from creating spaces for young LGBTQIA plus people to feel comfortable, and they're celebrated -18 also deliver training and resources to equip young people with the skills and opportunities needed to drive change. So a fantastic cause. And Mel is about to rejoin us. We'll talk a little bit more about it. But West Torrens, a little bit of work ahead of them, Lee. Chasing one, they do have the last bat of the game today.
Right. We're at the top of the lineup, aren't we, Jordan?
Back to the top.
No one better to get us started.
Got to be unbiased when you're
Sorry,
on
the Eagles started. My bad, sorry.
That's all right.
First pitch swinging, a deep fly ball out to the right side, and a good catch taken by Bianca Ramsey. So first batter up, first one retired. Yo Grauer on a bit of a tear. Jordan Harris led off with a single, and then after that retired 6 of the next 8 batters. Now make that 7 of the last 9.
Yeah, she's a great player, isn't she, Yo? So lucky to have her here playing in the Premier League.
Yeah, good to watch.
But this catcher, rate this catcher for me, Mel, because I've been raving about her, Jess Golden. She can do everything.
Yeah, she's amazing. Drop a bunt, hit it to the fence, hit it over the fence.
Can run like the wind.
Run like the wind.
Yep.
Reminds me of my playing days, to be honest. Run like the wind.
That's 3 things. Okay.
Not accurate.
Oh, there could be.
Round 14 of the Premier League is Pride Round. Walkerville played the Hills earlier today, and it was Walkerville 9-2. Now, what that does is it almost guarantees Walkerville a finals position, being now 8 points clear of Hills. So Hills really needed that one to keep in touch with the top 4. And outright second. So if Port Adelaide do beat West Torrens today, they'll go tied on points, but Walkerville's got a superior runs against. Hills, 17 played. They've got 7 to go. They need to, well,
find some wins.
Yep. And if they're going to beat anyone, you think it's probably going to be Sturt, who are on 17 points. But with the way that Sturt played on Wednesday night against Glenelg, they just so dangerous at the top half of the order.
They are, but they weren't that overly impressive to me, James. We did that game and it was 5-3, you know, and I wouldn't have thought that would have been the scoreline. I think Glenelga found something because they played so well until the last innings up on the hills on the previous Friday and just couldn't get over the line because Hills kept at their task and got the points.
Well, they play Seacombe today, so it's 6 versus 7 in the 6 p.m. game tonight. But back to the live softball action where you see Amber Hood's aboard with a base on balls. Grauer has thrown 2 walks in this game, one to Drusinski and one to Hood. That one low and inside, probably the best chance maybe for a run to go on the arm of Jess Golden, but Amber Hood thinks better of it.
Trouble is when you're pitching to a very good batter, like a very good choice of pitchers like Amber Hood, you've got to pitch so carefully before you know she's walked, you know.
Kaysler
Yeah, she
swing
picks
and a
up a
miss.
few, doesn't
Yes, she does.
Amber? She's got a good eye.
It's the eye, isn't it, you know.
And probably pitchers are a little bit scared of her too. She's, you know,
Yep.
decent hitter, so you don't want to give her anything too nice. See what Yo can do here.
Just
See,
puts a
Yep.
Texas leaguer into the right side. Amber Hood dives into second on a loose ball to first on the return in. Hood's going to advance to third. Kaiser goes to 2. And Mel, you can't coach from the commentary. It's
No, I know. I held my tongue then.
all right. Well,
I was just pointing, but no one's watching me. So
we will. Here's the CMAX replay. The ball does get away, and the 2 runners advance. There's Kaiser's shot.
Bianca was playing really deep there, wasn't she? No chance of catching that. And certainly no chance of a 9-3.
no.
Well, she didn't throw it to first. It was to the cutoff.
Yeah.
Hoyle, first pitch swinging. Not far off. It was at the right line. Is that what you'd call it? The line of the swing?
Yeah, she wasn't far off it.
Not
Feel
far
like-
at all.
Yo's picked up a little bit.
That one's in there too for a called strike. Yeah, it's always so good to watch the best players in the competition in full flight. West Torrens, 7 more games in the season to go. After today, you still got to play every other team once, but Seacombe twice, Mel.
Yep.
Oh, squeeze. Amber Hood's going to get thrown out.
Umpire Tanner brings nearly poleaxed. Still comes out with a decision.
Well, that double play will end the inning.
Looked like it was a squeeze,
No.
wasn't it?
Or
Do you think that
Hoyle,
was
eh?
supposed to be a squeeze?
So it's a
It's
strike.
Hoyle's out.
It's a
That's-
strike on. Well, Hoyle didn't play it, so
Yeah.
it's just a rundown play.
Yeah.
So Hoyle's not out.
But it was attempted squeeze, I
I thought
think.
the
Yeah.
second pitch was a strike.
No, it wasn't. It was a ball.
No, it was a
It
ball.
looked
It
like
was
it was pretty
1-on-1,
close,
yeah.
but he didn't call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoyle
Sorry?
fouls this one off. So squeeze
Who did-
attempt
Yeah.
failed on this occasion.
Umpire, it's been brought to my notes, umpire Tannerming said, yes, she did. Played a shot at it.
So strike 2.
Yeah.
It was the second one you thought was a strike.
Mm.
Yeah. Or the
Thank you.
first.
Okay. All right. Well, Amber Hood was tagged out at the plate on the throw from Maslin. Hoyle fouls this one off. So trying to take some opportunities here, West Torrens. And what I was alluding to was that you still got to play every team one more time. This could potentially be the last time you see Grauer. Would you think that?
Potentially, you would think so. I don't know
Unless
if
they're playing
yeah,
for
unless
a
they need
playoff
to
game, right?
get into the top 2. Yeah, potentially. Yes, this could be the last time we get a good look at her. Nice play by Chile.
Yeah, ground ball to shortstop, and Hoyle is retired 6-3 for the third out. And, well, plenty happened in that inning, but there was only the 4 batters. And Magpies hold on to that 1-run lead after 3 innings for about 47 minutes played. So we're just over the halfway mark. And at this rate, we'll get through 6. But on the other side, the flip side of that, Port Adelaide have still got another 7 games as well. They've still got to play Walkerville twice more, which will be, you would think, the winners of
games.
those games will potentially takes second place with Walkerville currently on 24. Port Adelaide win today. They're currently leading. They go to 24, and those two games that they play against one another might actually determine who finishes second behind West Torrens, who are out to a 4-point lead currently at the top of the table.
On the squeeze play, what we used to do in men's, we used to do, if the pitch is wide and the runner's coming, because you know the runner's coming, we just let go of the bat. Deaden the ball. That's what your main job was. And I think that's what she's trying to do, Sophie.
Yeah.
You know, just give her some protection, because she was off and running, Amber.
Yeah, unfortunate, but probably not a bad time to call it with that backup runner.
Right,
You know, Lana ends up at third. So
try and make something. The game is 1-0 or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're trying to make something happen. That's your responsibility as a coach.
Yeah.
Well, we just saw the image on screen of -18. You scan the QR code and you can go and support, make a donation, and -18 doing fantastic work. And so is West Torrens for supporting the cause. Mel, well done for sticking with -18 for a second year. What's the feedback from -18?
Yeah, they've been getting around us this year on the socials and giving us some likes and thank yous. And yeah, I've been in touch with them a few times in terms of fundraising. But Bonds Underwear have a campaign at the moment. They're also supporting -18. So if you don't want to donate but you need some new undies, go see Bonds. They've got a range there that's supporting -18 as well.
Tell me who's that on screen, Mel.
Is that Derek Jeter?
Look like it.
Wow, he's made it. Little legend. Made it to another Pride round.
Charlie's Callahan's the batter in the box.
But yes, as we said earlier, -18. Since 2011, I think they've existed.
Yep.
And in that time, 70,000 or something youth have participated in online events, live events.
Ground ball to short. Kaiser looked like the glove might have hit the ground at the same time as the second bounce, and so a little bobble, but she had enough time to take a catch. Mel, tell us what else. Here's the CMAX replay. Mel, tell us what else West Torrens is doing today to support -18 and Pride Round.
Yeah, we've got the can coolers on sale. We're selling the rainbow socks.
Did you hear at the Bar 66 and Red Stars Cafe sold out of can holders?
Awesome.
Pop up out to right field and. Oh, did she spill it, Lee? I'm blocked by another player.
No, I don't think so. I don't think she touched it, actually, James.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It might have been the sun, maybe?
Yeah, I think the sun.
Tough read breaking to her right. Looking directly up in the sun. Let's have a look at the CMAX replay.
She was using the glove to shield the sun, I think.
And Chillingworth got on her bike. She made it all the way to second. Steph Trzynski was calling in Bill and just missed the glove. So that's a double for Chillingworth.
Yeah,
I'd bunt here now, Gemma Letton. Just put her on the third.
Great base running by Chile there, though, capitalising on that.
Once the ball hit the deck, she was a chance, wasn't she, getting there?
Yeah, let's see what Gemma does here. She puts down the bunt.
Well,
is there none out?
That's what I would do.
One out.
One, yeah. Well,
ground ball to short. Late on the ball, fouls it off.
Yeah, that's an interesting pitch, wasn't it? Had something on it, some spin.
Or she'll go behind in the count 0-2. Mel, you were saying sold out can holders. So that's terrific support. There's the Glenelg team getting behind the theme of today, Pride Round. And you're selling socks?
Yes, and I believe Bar 66 is selling some drinks that will make donations to the cause, -18. So, yeah, there's a bit going on. Yeah, get behind us if you can. Any amount of money, $5, $2, $10, whatever you can give.
Now, did someone say there was a barbecue going on as well?
Yeah, we've got a barbecue.
Just foul.
Just
out of reach of Kelsey Nucky.
Yeah, we've got a barbecue. We've got cupcakes. I don't know if it's still all there. I had some brownies earlier today. I can recommend those. Thanks, Kylie Verhagen. Banana bread.
And what's happening after the game?
After the game, we're going to hang out. Got some music out at left field. We'll have some non-alcoholic beverages, some Coke Zeros. Yeah, hang out. Hopefully Tessa hangs around for a bit. She seems to be...
Good shot from Letton, but that player again,
airborne.
Harris gets off the ground. I think she may have mistimed the jump a little bit, but it was still good enough to take the catch.
Climb the ladder.
Let's have a look at the CMAX replay. Letton goes opposite
Great
field
piece.
and at full stretch.
I tell you what, her better half wouldn't have been able to reach that. It was a terrific effort.
He might not have had to jump for it because he's a little taller than her.
Fair point.
Great catch from Harris.
Yeah, it was.
Maeve's here today, I believe.
I saw Maeve, yeah.
So,
Saw Ross.
So she'll
Ross out the
be
back.
watching Mum.
Yeah. And Jay Lamb.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at this,
she is
another
again.
one.
Bianca Ramsey hits
Nice
it hard
piece
to
by
the right
Bianca.
side. Harris stays low and fires it across to Nucky for the third out. Combined a couple of times, make that 3 times today. And Harris completes her 6th play of the day. So not bad from West Torrens there. The threat after Chillingworth's double. Every inning so far, Port Adelaide's had a hit, 5 on the day. Got any inside word for us, Mel? Do you think Steph will come out and close, or are you going to give the young player from Port Pirie the opportunity to go the distance?
You don't have to say, Mel.
I honestly, we discussed it, and I said to B and Terry, I said my mind is going to be I'm all over the shop today. So they've discussed it. I'm actually out of the loop, but I wouldn't be surprised if we bring Steph in.
Are you going to
Oh,
stay
no,
with
we'll
us, or
see.
are you going to head back into the dugout?
I might head back in a minute,
All right.
if that's all right,
Well,
unless you need me.
Nah, well, give us your best elevator pitch for -18 one last time.
Well, before I do that, I just wanted to thank the entire softball community, all our volunteers, Softball SA for getting behind us. I think our crew, the whole community does an amazing job with breast cancer round, with Walkerville and Glenelg. We've got the mental health round with Sturt. We've got Indigenous round coming up at Port Adelaide. We are all volunteers getting behind these
CFS
causes.
round last
Yep,
week with the
CFS
Hills,
round, my
yeah.
apologies. Hills, that looked amazing up there and was a great game. Yeah, our little small community is making waves out in the real world. So I'm proud of us all, and I appreciate everyone getting behind us today. Yeah, and we'll see you next year. But yeah, get behind -18. Like I said, I'm a teacher. I see the impact at my school. I had some kids last year attend Queer Formal. That was a live event in Adelaide, and they loved it. Yeah, get behind them. They're doing great jobs, and I just think, man, if this stuff existed when I was a kid, how much more supported. And I was really supported, don't get me wrong, but just to have be you from the get-go, amazing. So, yeah. Thanks for your support, guys. I appreciate it.
Impacting an entire softball community, Mel. It might be 3 years. It might have been going for 3 years, but I would say that the LGBTQI plus community's always been supported
Absolutely.
out at softball. Steph Trzynski nearly avoids a tag as she hits it hard up the middle. Chillingworth throws over to Burr, and that's the first out. There's the CMAX replay. So, yeah, thank you, Mel, for your initiative, and we'll always support this event for as long as we can and as long as it's running. So well done. Keep celebrating, educating and advocating.
That's it. Yeah, celebrate, educate, advocate.
Thank you, Mel.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
There you have it. Mel McGee, superstar of the game, giving back as well as a coach. Still running around the Diamond Lee in the C grade, I think. And,
No surprise to me.
Absolutely.
Might be a
gun.
surprise to Mel.
Yep. She'll head over back to the West Torrens dugout and try and coach this West Torrens team. They need a run, Lee.
Yeah, it's tight, isn't it? There's been taken some really good plays to stop them getting runs, runs scoring efforts, but Bianca Ramsey's now not playing so deep as what she was before, which is good from my point of view. Quality person, isn't she, James? Mel?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Quality player, quality person.
Gives her time throughout West Torrens and the softball community. Cully Allen, ground ball to short, and Taylor Chillingworth's been in the plate. Three consecutive plays for the shortstop. 6-3, retiring Allen for the second out of the inning. And not only does she have the support of the softball community, but you can tell how much respect that she has by how quickly this has become an event. With
Yep.
her name behind it,
Yep.
just adds so much to it, and so many people getting around it and supporting it. And we really appreciate the coverage that we're getting from it. Brody Brovnik fouls this one off because different social medias and media outlets have jumped onto this one as well. So we really thank everyone for getting around it and supporting it. All right, back to the action, Lee. We're an hour into the game, just about an hour into the game. So still 30 minutes to go. We're in the bottom of the fourth. But these two teams going head-to-head. Brovnik, great shot, goes into the alley. Letton gets there quick, smart, so reduces the damage to a single, and Brody Brovnik aboard. Great shot from
was
Bravo.
a great hit, wasn't it, from her? Bravo.
Only the third hit of the game for West Torrens so far. Ladder leaders, West Torrens, and so Yo Grauer's been doing a very good job keeping the West Torrens bats at bay. Just the two walks as well, so it's a good calling from behind the plate from Golden, and then they've been backed up today by this impressive Port Adelaide defence. No red on the ledger at the moment. And Grauer, just the two strikeouts. So that's how impressive this team effort has been today for Port Adelaide.
Yeah, they're back to their full strength, I believe. I'm not sure there's anybody missing that could get into the side.
Nucky back to the box. Yeah, they've had some very honest and solid contributors throughout the season. Taylor Oates and Zoe Thompson, who are both on the bench at the moment. But yeah, you're right. I can't really see anyone else to come back in, maybe. Nucky, ground ball to short, and Chillingworth attacks this one. Throws it over to Burt for the out.
Fourth in a row, wasn't it? Oh, no, apart from Brody's hit, sorry, correction.
And our apologies if we've forgotten anyone there, Lee. If out of their strongest lineup,
I'm
looking down their team list, and you'd probably say that this is their strongest lineup. So Port Adelaide, 1-0 leaders after 4. There's 60 minutes gone, so about 30 minutes of time to go. And you'd think that they might get even through 3 more innings, maybe. That'd be 7. There's the minus 18. Scan the QR code, use your camera, and donate for a great cause.
What do they do here with Steph?
Well,
it's a toss-up, isn't it? Do you bring her in, or do you wait? If they get 2 runs here, Port, what do you do then? Do you say, well, forget it, we won't bring her in?
I was thinking about this earlier in that West Torrens have only lost 1 for the year. That was against Sturt.
Yeah, when Millie pitched against them.
That's right. Millie threw 7 complete innings and shut them out. So we've got Yo Grauer throwing in this game, and it was the first run that they've given up this calendar year, West Torrens. Earlier in this game, it was Georgia Burr who got on from a single and then driven in from Yo Grauer. So, yeah, what do you do? They've got to play Port Adelaide another time this season before finals. Yeah, 2 draws for West Torrens as well. So just looking at some of this stats, Jordan Harris underhands this over to Nucky. Georgia Burr's retired, back to the top of the order, and Jess Golden with 1 out.
Just talking about the pitches and when and if Steph's coming in, take nothing away from Harper Bridley. She's been really good. They've scored 1 run, haven't they, Port?
Yep.
And that's telling you something. We've gone an hour and 3 minutes.
Golden has singled and reached on an error from Kayser. Fouls off this one, so reached both times. She's controversially out in the, forced out, but controversially caused an interference.
She's not your usual left-hander slapping the ball. She powers the ball.
Called strike, so good location from Harper Bridley. I don't know if I answered your question, but I would say if it gets to 1-0 next inning, you might think Steph. I don't know if she's warm. It's another great pitch from Bridley. Good calling from Amber Hood.
There's one run in the ball game, you know. It's decisions you have to make, don't you, as a coaching staff?
Yeah.
And
every team plays to win.
Yeah,
no
of course.
question about that. And Harper has been a terrific pitcher for the Eagles all season long. To give an idea of her numbers, she's thrown 33 innings for an ERA of 1.34.
Well, I think, personally, if they get another run here, Port, and it's 2 runs, I think this will be it for Harper this innings.
And of pitchers in the competition that have thrown more than 7 innings, she sits second in ERA with that 1.34 ERA. The only person above her, Steph Trzynski, who's 0.22. So she's second in the league for pitchers that have thrown more than 7 innings. She just throws her hands at this one, Golden, and it drops in to the left side. She's going to take on the arm of Borovnik. Was there a slight miss? Was there a fumble or misread of the ball there? Because Golden
picking the ball up, wasn't it?
Golden didn't sprint down the line.
No.
She took off. Let's have a look at the
She
CMAX
just had
replay.
trouble picking the ball up.
Yeah, just a slight fumble.
That's it, slight fumble.
And that allowed Golden.
Cost you another base, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just some running repairs over at shortstop. Golden, just adjusting a knee brace. I thought she might have been holding her knee, but where's that knee brace on that left knee? Coach Lucas just double checking that his superstar's okay to continue, and West Torrens taking the opportunity to have a minute just to discuss what they're going to do with this play, or do you think maybe they're discussing the next batter? Who knows? Jess Neves will be the batter in the box, as the Softball SA Life members have just finished their afternoon tea, I think. What was that discussion you just had with Derek?
Well, that's the superstar of scoring, Mr. Derek Roberts, informing me that Benedictson's warming up there. So whether that's just to give her something to do rather than just...
First pitch swinging for Neves. Golden might take on the arm of Bill. Hits the cutoff, and Nucky just gives her a little bit of a stare just to say, don't you go on my arm, just Neves.
And you know why that single. And you know why that happened, James? Kept her back there because Jackie Bill wasn't playing deep, so she could do it. She was in on the ball quickly and prevented that run scoring.
Well, with Benedictson warming up, that answers the question that we had before with Trzynski.
So she's passed her up. They've given her an intentional walk here.
Well,
pass
up Yo Grower. I'm going to go to the numbers for those, Lisa. I'll get you to call this next batter as I look over my stats for Johanna's intentional base on balls for the season, but dangerous as Jess Maslin already has a double in this game.
Yes, it's the devil you know or the devil you don't know, isn't it, here?
Well, only the one intentional base on balls. First pitch swinging deep to centre field is going to be enough for the sacrifice fly. The runner heading to 3. Great throw from Trzynski. Maybe the throw should have gone to 2 because Grau was able to easily make it. 2 out, and we'll get a courtesy runner for Grau. She comes off. Here comes Zoe Thompson. Let's look at the CMAX replay. Jess Maslin. First pitch swinging, as I said, deep to the centre right field. Steph Trzynski takes a good catch, and Jess Golden's going to score every day of the week from there.
Jess Maslin is playing with a lot of confidence this season, isn't she?
Absolutely. She's might go under the radar of some other teams, and this Callahan first pitch swinging foul. Yeah, and just shows why she's so dangerous, because you intentionally walk Grau to load the bases, and she'll take advantage. Looking at her numbers, Maslin actually sits 4th in the competition on batting averages, 475, a 522 on base average, and a 474 batting average with runner in scoring position, 13 RBIs. Another play up the middle for Harris, denying Callahan and Port Adelaide a second run in the inning. Great play. There's Neves. She crossed the plate, but the force out at 1 denies her. Let's have another look. Callahan up the middle. Harris reads it well, gets her footing, throws it for the out. Great play on the CMAX replay, Lee.
Yeah, we've seen Geordie play at shortstop over the years, but she plays just the same at second base. Completely different position to play, but doesn't she adjust? And she's on it.
That is Harris's 7th play of the game, and that was terrific, but it might not have been the best one. Here we go. We've got a few changes, so Lee's just going to go to those. It was a 1-run inning for the Magpies, so they go to a 2-run lead, and West Torrens will be at 9 in their order, so they've got a bit of work ahead of them to get some runners on, capitalise, take advantage. Just remembering they left loaded bases in the first.
Hey, I got help from here.
That is Lee Hull that you can hear in the effects microphone. He's taken his headset off,
Oh, yeah,
but you
well,
can still hear him loud and clear.
The
So,
umpire has given me a payout. Said I wouldn't have got that. I got everything.
how many changes were there, Lee?
Well, here we go. 49 out for Port.
Burt,
Yeah. 12 in.
Oates,
Yeah. And the positional changes, 3 to 7, 7 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 3. Thank you for your confidence, Chief Umpire Tannebring.
Well,
Not.
that Burr out puts Oates to left field, Callahan over to third, Maslin over to first,
Maslin over
Neves
first, yep.
into second. And there's your update. Here's Jackie Bill hitting 9. Was a ground out back to Grower, her first time up to bat. Yes, she did, said plate umpire Kevin Tannebring. And
Yep. Well, I didn't do that when Mel was in here. They didn't keep the thing going. I said, don't worry about it.
just the third strikeout of the game for Grower, but she has been dominant as she's left the work up to her infield and a couple of outfield catches as well, but just the 3 hits, 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Not a bad day for the champ.
Yep.
Back to the top, Jordan Harris, who has one of the 3 hits against Grower in this game. First pitch swinging, fouls it off. And you said it before, Grower's just turned it up a notch, hasn't she?
She has.
She's always a strong pitcher, but it just feels like she's sustaining it, isn't she?
And having a terrific catcher to back you up, as you know, being a catcher yourself, if you've got a really good catcher, that helps enormously.
Well, that's why they say Jared Farrell's so good. No. No, in all seriousness, an elite pitcher is always difficult to play against, but team him up with a great catcher as well, and very formidable opposition every single time you come up against him. Now, Grower's just that one's just got away from her a little bit, and she's just playing with the landing area, and it went somewhat wild because Golden couldn't get a glove to it.
No.
We were just saying how good a catcher she is. She's missed it altogether. So 2 balls, 1 strike. The 1 strike was a foul ball.
Well, pitchers like Grau and Trzynski don't throw many balls in the dirt, do they? Let's face it.
Yeah, great. Oh, both of those players with great strike percentages. Steph Trzynski at I'll come back to you on that one there, Lee. I've got the first pitch strike count percentage, 65% for Trzynski.
Jordan goes down swinging.
Oh, I took my eye off the play for 1 minute. There we go. Second strikeout is of the inning, is the 4th of the game for Grower.
Proves you don't need a lot of strikeouts to win games, doesn't it? Game's not won yet, but they're leading 2-0.
Just interesting, Grower's ERA is 2.84 on the season. 47 innings pitched. Given up 18 runs, 16 of them earned. So,
gee,
that
that's a bit
is surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Because she has been unbelievably good today. Amber Hood. Fielder's choice when she arrived, got on safely from a bunt and then a base on balls for her 2 plate appearances.
I'm still thinking we'll see Steph next innings out there in the middle.
Yeah, well, it's a 2-0 ball game.
Can't afford her another run to come in. It'll be out of reach.
West Torrens just dropped the 1 game so far this season. It was against Sturt. Drawn 2, 1 against Walkerville, and one of them might have been a rain out. Port Adelaide, 4 losses, 4 draws.
Been a lot of draws, isn't there? About 8 or so draws this year.
Great hands from Amber Hood. She's too quick to be thrown out. But the attempt from Ramsey, nonetheless, Amber Hood's aboard. That's the 4th hit of the game for West Torrens. Amber's first, but she's been aboard all 3 times, so been important. Courtesy runner. Are you surprised it's not Harris? No disrespect to the courtesy runner coming on, because West Torrens need a runner in scoring position. Best way to do that's to steal.
Maybe with Benedictson coming in, maybe this is just a warm-up for her legs if she's going to pitch, like Derek thought she might. Sorry? Steph is now warming up. It's a repeat of earlier message. That's what I think. I'm sure that, well, I'm not sure, but I think it's going to happen. Steph will come in.
Low for a ball.
And if it's, yeah, if they can get a run here, it's interesting choice of runners. She must be able to run, Benedictson. You wouldn't just put somebody out there for the sake of running. Not in a tight game.
Well, she's one of the stars of the future, that's for sure. Multiple-time junior state representative and
grown taller too, hasn't she, over the last couple of seasons?
Yeah, and we've seen her play in this A-grade team for West Torrens in the CMAX Premier League already. Base and
batting,
balls from
patient
4.
Patient batting.
4 balls. 4 pitches, I should say, to bring up Sophie Hoyle. Now, she has not been holding back so far in this game. Sophie Hoyle Kaiser's been on board twice. A single and then a walk, advancing Benedictson to 2. So runner back in scoring position. Time out. So something's happening there behind the plate, and they're going to have a chat. Well, it's not playing for time. There's still plenty of time to go with 2 out. We'll probably see another inning. Sophie Hoyle and plate umpire Kevin Tannering just having a bit of a chat. West Torrens left bases loaded in the 1st inning. In the 3rd inning, they had 2 runners on before they tried to squeeze.
Had chances, haven't they?
Yep, and they left a runner in the 4th as well. So 2 runners on in the 5th, have not been able to produce to this point.
Yep. But it can change quickly. 1 hit here that lands is a run.
First pitch swinging again for Hoyle. Pick-off attempt back at 2 for Benedictson, and a great play from Jess Neves, diving to take that throw over from Golden, and out of nowhere, a pick-off attempt. Fantastic. Let's have a look at the CMAX replay. She just let go of that very quickly. Neves come across as well, almost like it was a planned play.
Yeah, Izzy had a big lead, didn't she? Reasonably big lead.
Oh, terrific defence on
Was
show
it
from
ever?
Port Adelaide there, consolidating their 2-0 lead at the end of the 5th. They lead well.
And that's the problem when you take on an arm like Golden, isn't it? You know, you got to be spot on, otherwise, see you later.
Oh, a chance.
Yeah.
Another chance goes begging for West Torrens. Pride round, of course. We've spoken to Tessa Dumanis, AFLW player. We've spoken to Mel McGee, four-time Cathcart medalist, softball SA Hall of Famer, and that's only the first two things on her resume, but multiple premierships, etc. They were here to support minus 18 during Pride Round as well, champions for LGBTQIA plus youth. And if you scan that QR code, use the camera on your phone and go to the website and donate. $500 at Target. They reached $1,600 last year. Let's get behind them, support them, and
Here.
get behind a great cause. Here is the number 6 hitter for Port Adelaide, Taylor Chillingworth, up to bat, doubled her last at bat. It was an awkward pop-up, wasn't it, out to right field where Jackie Beale just misread it right at the last moment. Bridley still pitching here in the 6th. A pop-up out to the right side again, but Jackie Beale makes no mistake this time for the first out.
And that's why you don't play deep out there, because those things can be caught. It's going to take a really good shot to put it over your head, clear you.
Gemma Letton now to the plate, hit a line drive to right field and then a line drive to second base for her 2 plate appearances. So seeing it quite well.
Like that.
Single to the left side. 2 pitches, 1 out and a hit
Good
in
call.
this inning.
Yeah, good call by you. Your previous turnabout was a line drive, tells you as a batter that I'm hitting the ball well, I'm seeing it well. See if I can get it in the gap somewhere. She did.
Yeah, we mention it often, don't we?
We do,
You can get line drive that goes straight to a fielder, and then the next at bat you might hit a blooper that finds a gap.
Yeah. And that's what makes our sport interesting, I feel.
Bianca Ramsey has also been hitting it well, both to the right side, ground outs to second base, but they haven't been soft hits, so
No.
she's been a tough out. Letton on 1. Pick off attempt from Hood. Letton back easily. 1 out.
And conversely, for these two sides now, one in the field and one hitting, of course, with quick speed like Gemma's got, you've got to throw the ball right on the button, otherwise you're asking for trouble.
Ramsey and Letton, of course, housemates. Ramsey made the move over from Walkerville to Port Adelaide this season. Missed a few games due to a hand injury. So has Harper tripped over there?
Yeah, I think she tripped over over either the mat or herself, I think.
Or was she getting out of the way of that throw? The runner didn't go.
I think she went before the throw happened. What's it? Is it showing replay?
No, yeah, it just showed the replay there. She just backed back and maybe tripped over her own feet. So that's okay. That's okay. She's all smiles, and West Torrens two-phased about it. We are at about 21 minutes past the hour, so 9 minutes to go. We don't start a new inning with 85, but we will finish an inning that we start. So this is probably going to be it. There's 1 out. Runner at first, 2-2 count. Ground ball, it's a single for Ramsey out to left field. Back-to-back hits for the 7 and 8 hitters. Fantastic batting from this Port Adelaide lineup. Here's the CMAX replay.
Well, statistician Supremo, Derek Roberts, has informed me that Michaela Jankovic tripped over on the mat in their game, 2 o'clock game.
There you go. 9 hits for Port Adelaide in this game. Taylor Oates for her first at-bat, first pitch swinging. 3 hits in a row. Gemma Letton from second. Doesn't break stride. She's going to score every day of the week. She's quick around the bases. And Taylor Oates, welcome to the ballgame. 1 pitch, 1 swing,
Good
1 hit,
wasn't it? Yeah.
1 RBI. CMAX replay. Trzynski got the ball in pretty quick, smart, but they weren't going to stop her. Well, the threat continues. That's 10 hits now for Port Adelaide. 5 from the last 9 batters, and Jess Golden had one of those.
But for any outfield position, especially centre and right, for Taylor Oates having her first hit, you don't need to play deep because, you know, it's their first appearance at the plate. And just play the percentages.
Well, we've had 4 batters. 3 of them has swung first pitch.
Yeah.
This is the 5th batter, 4 of them swinging first pitch.
Putting the pressure back onto the field, isn't it?
Yep. And fouling it off again. She's got a big swing, doesn't she, Golden?
Yeah, there's no half measures.
A couple of the foul balls returned to the field of play.
I wonder whether we can get her naturalised, James. I'm prepared to put in $2.50 or something.
All right. Well, that's the start.
Got to start somewhere.
2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. Pop up out to the left field. Borovnik reads it pretty well in the end.
She did. That wasn't easy.
She had to change directions.
Yep.
Well, West Torrens have appealed the runner leaving early. Bianca Ramsey, let's have a look at the CMAX replay. They're saying she left before the catch was taken.
Can't balance it up.
Borovnik takes a good catch. Kaiser tries for the lead runner, but then they appeal for the runner leaving early. This might show it here. Yeah, Ramsey just took off before the catch was taken. That's a great call from Michael Bendel. And West Torrens get away with it there, but not before Port Adelaide can put another run on. They lead 3-0 halfway through this 6th inning, which will be the final. So last chance for West Torrens.
I've said this many times. When you get that situation as a defence, throw the ball back to a base and appeal. The umpires are either going to say safe or out, left base early. There's no harm done. You never know. You may get a decision that you didn't warrant.
All right, Lee. Well, we are in the last half of the last inning. And so we can now talk about the CMAX clinical performance player of the game. I know it's not over yet, but we can start putting names out there. Who stood out for you today?
Well, go side by side. Grauer.
4 strikeouts.
4 strikeouts. Hit the ball, hasn't she?
Yeah, she had a RBI single and an intentional base on balls.
Maslin's been good.
Jess Maslin's been terrific. She had a double in the 2nd inning and then a sacrifice fly.
Taylor Chillingworth's been super at shortstop.
With a double.
Yep.
In the field, yep. So not bad contributors there, and the highlights for West Torrens have been few and far between.
The lead-off hitter, Jordan,
got a single, her first at bat, and 7 plays in the field.
And some of those 7 plays have been terrific outs.
Back to Sophie Hoyle, who was in the box when Benedictson was picked off at 2nd to end that last inning. So she will have a new count, a fresh start. Strike called on the outside edge, a 1-1 count. So last chance for the Eagles here, Lee. Where's it going to come from? They have to have patient at bats. They have to go first pitch. What's the tactic here to get those 3 back?
Well, for Johanna, she'll just keep throwing hard, and you've just got to take some pitches. You know, pitchers love it if you go with the first pitch all the time because they're going to shut you down most times. Remember the other game we did the other night was at Wednesday. Steph came in, Trzynski came in as a change and threw 5 pitches and struck 3 people out.
How can you throw 5 pitches and 3 strikeouts?
No, it wasn't one of them wasn't a strikeout. I think it was 5 pitches.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, correction.
All good.
See, there's a good turn at bat. Oh, Oh, Sophie's looking menacing at the pitcher then.
Good friends.
Yeah.
Yo and Sophie.
Tell you what, if it hit her ankle, I don't know how long that friendship will last. They'd get over it, but it'd take a while. Oh my God.
Strikeout on the outside edge for Sophie Hoyle. Strikeout number 5 for the game for Grower.
One could say Sophie wasn't impressed with that call. Unless she was disappointed with herself.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably it, isn't it?
Hard to say, Lee.
Of course it is.
I don't have a great view of the outside edge from here, but look pretty close as Grower just goes straight back to work.
What do they say, the old adage? Close enough to call, close enough to swing.
Yep.
How many times have we seen that in games of softball? Plenty.
Eagles down to their last 2 out. As Trzynski fouls this one off.
Inside pitch, she got a hold of it. Yeah. Steph, didn't she? Pretty well.
Port Adelaide have not done anything wrong at all in this game, have they, Lee? They've been tidy in the field. There's been no errors. Grau has just thrown the 2 walks and given up the 4 hits. And the field have been flawless to this point. Hard to beat this team from Port Adelaide. And they've really taken it to the ladder leaders today, West Torrens, who up until this game, they'd only lost 1 for the year, for the season, but this calendar year hadn't given up a run. It's 3-0 at the moment. And this will be the last inning. We've ticked over the 90-minute mark. What it does for the ladder is that Port Adelaide will go equal on points with Walkerville. Both played 18, both with 24 points.
Interesting season, isn't it?
Trzynski fouls this one off. And look at the Port Adelaide defence there.
Yeah.
Not giving up on anything. The game seemingly looks like it's going to go in their favour, but, you know, they're still desperate for those outs.
Yep. That's what good teams do, don't they? They just keep going at that same pace.
Well, games to follow after today. West Torrens play the Hills on Wednesday night. Trzynski fouls this one off. Port Adelaide don't play until next Saturday, the 18th. They play Glenelg. So Glenelg out of reach of the finals, you would think, with their just the 8 points for the season and 99 runs again. So must-win game for Port Adelaide on a midweek night. No, that's next Saturday. And then they play West Torrens on the 22nd.
Well,
so
they've come close in their last 2 appearances, Glenelg, haven't they? Beaten by the 1 run in the Hills, by the Hills, and then just beaten by 2-5-3 to Sturt, by Sturt, it is.
Yeah, that's it.
So they're not far off the pace, I think. I think it's just things just starting to fall together, you know.
Yeah. For whatever reason, in the draw, the last 2 games that Port Adelaide played, both against Walkerville. How's that to determine second place on the ladder?
Well,
Walkerville played Port Adelaide on the 15th and then on the 18th of March. So 2 consecutive games leading into the finals. Trzynski.
She likes that high pitch, doesn't she? I've seen her do that before.
It's like she knew it was coming.
Yeah,
she kept her hands high and she drove through the ball. Hard hit shot up the middle.
How many times have we mentioned this, James, that when you go in the bat, you need to know what this pitcher, what's in her repertoire, and you need to know what to expect. And she knew exactly what to expect then.
Carly Allen now to the plate, runner at 1 out. So, well, maybe a chance here for West Torrens. They've left a bunch of runners on base. 3 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. So they've left 6 on and they've had 2 runners thrown out from excellent defense. That squeeze play, Amber Hood was tagged out at the plate and Izzy Benedictson was picked off to end the last inning. Carly Allen quickly behind the count 0-2.
They made chances, gave themselves chances, didn't they, the Eagles? How many times you see that, James? You get 7 or 8 people on base and score 1.
Yeah, it can get demoralising at times, doesn't it? Because, you know, you try, so you're putting everything into the game, you get the opportunity and then you miss out. That's the nature of this game, though.
And then you review it, you know, at training, and you say, gee, we got so many people on, just couldn't move them around. That's what it is, isn't it? Bit by bit.
Another foul ball for Carly Allen to stay alive. A 4-pitch at bat. She's got a 0-2 count. Steph Drzezinski still at first. Port Adelaide defence with a little bit of confidence about them now. You can see the smiles on their faces in between pitches. They're enjoying their softball, aren't they?
Yeah, it's downhill from here, they think.
Well, a waste pitch from Grauer, but Allen chases and goes down swinging for the second out. Brody Brovnik to the plate.
Do you just get in the impatient stage there when you're batting, James? Like sometimes?
No, that wasn't impatience.
Just wrong choice of
yeah,
swing.
she swung at a bad pitch there. So,
yep.
You know, for Carly Allen, who's an accomplished batter, yeah, that a little bit of discipline went out the window there, I think. But
the only person I've seen hit Monica Perry twice, and Monica Perry was the best pitcher I've seen come here. Sturt girl.
Yeah, so she'd be better than that, and she'll be back next time, I would say, Carly Allen. Like I was saying before, top 9 batters in the competition, highest batting average with runner in scoring position. That'll go down today, of course, but yes, very impressive batter, so she'll be back, no doubt. Here's Brody Brovnik, who did get a hit up the middle, her last plate appearance, but is one of the other strikeout victims. 6 strikeouts for Grauer, one of them being Brovnik. Runner at first is Steph Drzezinski. There's 2 out, and we're past the finishing time. High for a ball.
Good discipline.
Yep,
wasn't it?
That's better hitting there from the Eagles. Grauer, just some running repairs.
It means you're tracking the ball when you're batting. And isn't that the secret? Surely. Track it to your hitting position.
Fouls it off to stay alive, to keep the Eagles and her team alive as they're down to their last strike. We're at the bottom of the 6th. We've played 95 minutes. It's 3-0 in favour of 3rd place Port Adelaide against top of the table West Torrens. Just gets her hands to it, and a simple ground ball to end it. Just Maslin finishes it up, and well, a blip in the road for top of the table West Torrens. They go down to 3rd place Port Adelaide 3-0, and it was a great game, Lee. It had a bit of everything, some great defensive plays, strong showing of pitching, very strong hitting from Port Adelaide, over 10 hits for the team combined, and they've run out winners 3-0 today in Pride Round. And just to wrap things up, we want to thank everyone for their support for Pride Round and the community that are getting behind -18 champions for LGBTQIA plus youth. And there you go, scan that QR code for, well, it's not your last chance to donate. It's going to be open for another week or so. But thank everyone in the softball community for getting behind this one. Thank you, Lee, for joining us. Thank you, Mel McGee, for joining us. And Tessa Demanis, AFLW player from Port Adelaide Football Club, for joining us. Any final comments there, Lee?
No, I think it was just an interesting game to watch, wasn't it? As I said before, James, you get a lot of people on base. You need to score some of them. You know, it makes a difference to the score and the game.
Well, Port Adelaide winners today, 3-0. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you during the week for some more live softball action. Thank you for joining us.